Anyway, hello, welcome back to Axel Racing once again. You join me here on Forza Motorsport, where last time out we drove a Jaguar XJ-15S, the TWR tuned one, which was very exciting on paper, but not in practice. So we're going to try something a little bit more unique, and another one of these cars that's been added to Forza that I'm like, what archive did you pick this one out of? It's the XJR-15, now obviously what I assume is a predecessor to the XJ-220, but a cool looking car nevertheless. Very much reminds me of the Nissan R320, I think you know the one I mean, early 90s, very flat, very long looking car, a lot of sleek lines on it. That's what it reminds me of. But we're back at Silverstone, and we're gonna chuck it round for a couple laps. Let's see what happens. Is this any better than the XJ-220? I'm hearing once again small-ish engine. This looks a lot more thoroughbred. Look at those switches at the side there. Not as well, a little bit more exciting off the mark, that's for sure, but it held its own quite nicely, and it actually turns into turn one but wants to throw its back end out. Talk about a car that wants to throw it back. There we go, we're being a little bit more careful into the corners, but this feels a little bit more nimble and agile compared to the XJ-220 bright blue submarine. I'm pretty sure that's what the S stands for. There we go, it's just as fast as well, almost up to 150 miles an hour down the straight there. A little bit of trouble on the brakes, but soon sorted. And the gearbox feels a little bit shorter as well. Look, already up into third gear before 100 miles an hour, fourth gear at 110. This is kind of what I was expecting from the 220S. There we go, this is a test. How fast can we take cops? Once again, between 85 and 95 miles an hour with a lot of back end kick from it. I'm going to call this car the Donkey, because it just wants to kick its back legs all the time. Not quite the stallions we're used to driving on this game, that's for sure. Still a lot of fun. Keep my foot in. Oh no, we've had our first crash. We've had our first crash. Oh dear. Maybe keep your foot in wasn't the right thing to say there. It happened. You know, we can't go all these videos and not have a proper crash in any of these cars. It's just a shame it happened in these. You can kind of tell really it's not the best setup car we've had straight out of the box at all. And when a car wants to just kick its back legs out all the time, you kind of have to drive like it's going to do that. So be very careful on how you put power down. But let's be a little bit more careful. We've gone deep into turn 1 and turn 2 again, but not as dramatically as last time. Anyway, second gear, here we go. Clip the apex ever so nicely there. Once again, back end comes around, but we'll use that to push us through the next corner. I'm going to short shift out of here. Here comes the back end. Oh, there we go. Just about got it under control there. Yeah, even more braking this time now just to keep this thing under control. And you know what? That corner was actually taken very well. I'm quite happy with that. Let's get you turned in and turned out. Is the back end going to come out? Of course it is. So we're going to short shift through the gears, especially through this very fast right-hander here, as we head up towards Cops now. 150 miles an hour almost. braking down to 85 miles an hour, and a little flick of the rear end just pushed us outside the track there, into the Maggots Beckett section now. Ooh, a little bit too much curb on the outside there. Second gear once again. It feels wrong going into second gear through that corner. Should be taken so much faster with so much more speed, but the good news is we kept it on the track this time. As you get to the hanger straight, the car wants to run on just a little bit further, but we won't allow it. Its back end wants to push us into the pits, we won't allow it. We're just fighting the car. Shouldn't be fighting the car, I should be working with it, especially on a racetrack. Oh, too much curb there, but never mind. And across the line, in the Jag XJ-15R. That was better than the XJ-220, but not quite as good as I'd really hoped. Both of those were a little bit of a disappointment, I've got to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, let's get away from these, and I've got something incredibly modern and fast for you in the next one. So stick around for that, and I'll see you then.